Guys, so we're doing something a little bit different today. We're going to do a pick a card reading, and we're going to explore messages from your person, or what would your person want to say to you if they were speaking their truth, if they could, I mean they might. So I'm going to insert the cards that you're going to pick from. We're using the Spellcaster Oracle deck here. So we've got inspiration, we've got finding, and we've got home. So I'm going to insert a slide with these on. So take a few minutes, press pause, whatever you need to do, send to yourself, use your intuition, see which pile you're drawn to, and then we're going to dig in. And I'll put the timestamps in the description of what pile starts when. And if you could like and subscribe, that would be really, really helpful. Okay, if you picked pile 1, this is your reading. You pick the card that says inspiration. So this could be that you're feeling inspired to communicate with your person, or in fact they are feeling inspired to communicate with you. Let's see what their message is for you. What does the tarot have for us today? Now, if this doesn't resonate, maybe it's not your pile, or maybe it will resonate more over the coming days or weeks. Let's have a little look. Okay, so we open with the Emperor. So the Emperor can be taken as the divine masculine energy, but it also can be somebody that is being quite stubborn, or only seeing things from their perspective. Okay, so it can be like quite a single-minded kind of energy. So this could well be the kind of energy that you have been experiencing from your person recently, with the Emperor here. But there does seem to be like there will be some kind of shift with them wanting to come in to take some kind of action towards you. Now, you may share a child with this person. This may not be the case for all of you. In fact, it won't be the case for all of you. It could be something that you've been talking about for the future, that's on your mind for the future. Or when we get the Emperor and the Empress in the same spread, it is taken as divine masculine, divine feminine, which can also resonate as twin flame connection, twin flame union. But again, only take that if it resonates. So this person's message really would be that they see you as their emotional fulfillment. They see you as their 10 of cups, their happily ever after, somebody that they could have a family with, that they could set up a home with, that they could, you know, have the whole 9 yards with. It does feel like things have been stuck in limbo for a little while with this Hanged Man card. And this could be that they've been studying for something, or they've been investing their energy into kind of improving their career, building their skills, building their knowledge. So it could be around study or promotion at work that has taken a lot of their energy and a lot of their focus. So with this progress coming in, we get the Chariot. So this is quite fast moving energy. So this should represent maybe like sort of 4 to 6 week period. And then traditionally the Emperor is the card that drives the Chariot. So it's interesting that it's all coming out so clearly. You're shown as abundant as well, though. Abundant in all areas. Abundant in terms of success, finance, love, all of the good things. And they see you like this. They see you as very successful. They see you as very independent. And I think, again, like their message would be that they're feeling very proud of that, but maybe slightly intimidated because, you know, they think a lot about how other people see them, and it bothers them a lot to sort of maintain a certain persona, a certain presence, a certain energy. You know, they're bothered that they come across well, that they want people to think well of them. They could be highly successful and even like well known, could even be famous, that kind of energy. But we've also got that a lot of success and abundance and things around you. So maybe there is a little bit of, I don't know, intimidation maybe there, or something like that going on. So we've got some kind of progress. We've got them coming in. We've got them moving things forward. We've got them seeing you as their long-term person, as their long-term happily ever after. Although they might be a little bit guarded, or, you know, they're feeling a little bit guarded. They're feeling a little bit, I don't know, hesitant maybe. They see you as their 9 of cups, again, which kind of ties in. We've got the 9 of cups, we've got the 9 of pentacles. It's like almost at completion, like almost there. The 9s before the 10s, which are the completion. You tick a lot of boxes. You know, they want to tell you really that you're everything, that you're the whole package, that you're everything that they could hope for, that they see you as their future, that they see you as their counterpart, their feminine counterpart. And it's interesting with the 4 of Wands, because this can represent marriage. And so this could be, when we get this with the 10 of Cups in the same spread, we could be talking about, they're thinking about commitment. You know, they're thinking about making that proposal, or they're thinking about when that might fit in, you know, where they might be on their timeline, you know, of life, where this marriage might fit in, and they might be taking it really seriously and thinking about that really, really seriously. So I feel like they're juggling a lot of things at the moment. The Two of Pentacles is like having a lot of balls in the air at the same time, and having a lot of, you know, things on your mind and things going on. But ultimately their message to you is hold tight. Hold tight, because this is going to move forward. You are the person they want to be with. You are the person that they see their future with in all kinds of ways. You know, everybody's idea of happiness in the long term is going to be slightly different. But in terms of commitment and family and really like building something solid together, that is definitely what they want. And they see you as the Empress. There's no one above the Empress. There is literally no one above the Empress in the tarot. She is that perfect, divine, feminine, nurturing, grounded energy. And that is exactly how they see you, you know, almost like a wish come true, almost like they can't quite believe that this is happening for them, even though unfortunately with this Emperor card they may not always make you feel like that, because they can be quite selfish and they do have a level of ego as well. Maybe that ego gets in the way and sort of stops them emoting, or stops them backing down, or, you know, stops them letting that guard down a little bit. There will be a transformation here. So the Death card is not a physical death, but it is all about transformation. So maybe there is an element of this connection that needs to transform. It may be that there has been like an ending and a new beginning at some point in this connection. But I would say the progress is coming within a matter of weeks. And then this sort of solid commitment and feeling much more settled is coming within the next probably like 6 to 9 months, because it's going to really, really just build and grow. So pile 1, there you have it. Leave me a comment if it resonates, and I'll see you soon. Hi pile 2, if you chose pile 2, here is your reading. You chose the card Finding. So let's have a look at messages from your person. So on this card we do have a butterfly. We have a lot of light, and kind of it could be that you're like a light worker, or that you see your person that way. It could be related to sort of healing energy as well. And with the butterfly, maybe there's some kind of transformation to this situation. So let's have a little look here at the messages from your person, what they might want to say to you if they could, what they might be feeling and thinking at this time. So let's see what's going on here. Okay, it's actually some similar cards to pile 1, so there may be a bit of a common theme running through the collective energy at the moment when that happens. So we open with the 9 of Wands. So somebody in this connection is feeling guarded, and we're looking at their perspective. So potentially this is them with their guard up. Maybe you feel like they're being quite a closed book. They're not letting you in. They're not giving much away, that kind of thing. They are feeling anxious. There's some level of anxiety going on here. They could be somebody that does struggle with anxiety or depression, but it could be that this situation particularly is really keeping them up at night. It's like it's just got something going round and around and around in their head. They see you really as the High Priestess, so maybe you are quite spiritual, maybe you are, you know, a healer or a reader or like that kind of energy, but they know that you've got a really strong intuition. Okay, so they kind of know that when something's up, you know about it. Even if they haven't said it, you just know that something's not right, you know, something's up. And that is how they see you, really, like very sort of powerful, very intuitive, very self-aware. I wonder if there has been an ending here at some point, because with this Death card, it's not a physical death, but it can be an ending, and also then like a transformation, sort of like an ending, then a new beginning. So I don't know if you've already been through this cycle with this person once already, or more than once. There does feel here with the 5 of Wands that there are some obstacles in the path. Now this could be many things. It could be distance, it could be work, you know, it could be circumstances, money. That card also can represent anger, you know, anger and conflict. So I don't know, again, when this, you know, if and when this ending came about, maybe there was like a big blow up, maybe you are quite fiery, maybe it's quite a fiery connection. But it's not without its challenges for pile 2. I do think that there has been quite significant challenges within this situation. Now with the 4 of Wands, which also came up in pile 1, It can be around kind of like union, twin flame union, 1111 card. It can be around spending time together and having a really, really good time together. And if that is the case, it looks like it will be coming within the next month, kind of like 3 to 4 weeks, maybe meeting up, actually spending time in each other's company. And then we've got the Page of Swords, which is very much like this investigating, kind of spying energy. So they're definitely keeping an eye on you. Even if there's been an argument, even if there's been some period of disconnection or no contact, they're still invested. They've still got an interest in what you're up to, what you're doing, what might be going on. So this could be asking mutual friends about you. This could be looking at your social media, watching when you're online, something like that. They're feeling a bit despondent. They're feeling like actually maybe they've missed their chance. Maybe, you know, maybe this, whatever this situation is, there's no hope. They're feeling quite down, anxious, hopeless, that kind of energy. They are going to try to come back in. This did come up in pile 1 as well, taking some kind of action to try to communicate with you or reach out to you or something like that. Because again, as in pile 1, and I did reshuffle, they see you as their 10 of Cups. They see that there can be a long-term future here. They see that you are the person that brings them a lot of fulfillment, a lot of happiness and things like that. You've got the Wheel of Fortune here. So this can be around karmic cycles. You could be feeling like this is a karmic cycle. Maybe they have a karmic cycle going on already with someone else that needs to finish before they can fully be with you. But the Wheel of Fortune is definitely around like cycles and karma and fate and timing. So maybe timing is one of the obstacles within this connection. There's certainly a fear of external opinion, external judgment, external pressure. So perhaps they're getting conflicting opinions from people, or they're just worried how they're going to look or something like that. They feel very much under attack at the moment, very much under attack. The connection, you know, between you is very, very strong with the lovers here. It's a strong physical chemistry. It's a connection that they wouldn't have felt before in a physical sense, you know, the intimacy and the connection, and it can be taken as a soul connection as well. And then we have the World. Now we've got the World and the Wheel in the same spread. So I definitely think there's cycles going on here, repetitive cycles of behaviour, connection, disconnection, this kind of thing. And at the moment, I actually wonder if there is a disconnection, because we've got the 10 of Swords here, which can be a feeling of being abandoned or kind of betrayed or left behind. So their message to you would be that they are still thinking about you, that they want to overcome these obstacles and these challenges which are laying between you, that they do intend to take some kind of action to try and put this right. However, there is some external influence here, so they could be being swayed or persuaded or influenced by other people around them, and this could be a factor in the situation. They see you as strong, they see you as, like I said, very intuitive, very spiritual, so that it's almost like they know that you know what's kind of going on. The outcome is hard to say, because it actually looks like you have become a little bit bored of the cycle or a little bit disappointed in their behaviour. So whether you will or won't, you know, want to go around this loop again is entirely up to you. But I hope this helps bring you some clarity. Let me know. Hi pile 3, if you chose pile 3, here we are with your reading. You picked the card Home. So with the Home card, it could represent that within this connection, this person really sees you like their safe place, their comfort, their home. You know, you feel like home to them, or, you know, they feel that way to you as well. It could be representing the next step of moving in together, or maybe you already share a home together and you're thinking about moving or something like that. So take that as it resonates. Let's dig into the messages from your person. What would your person want to say to you? What might they be feeling and thinking at this time? And let's see if we can get you some clarity. Let's dig in. Let's see what's going on. Oh, there's definitely a theme throughout today's spreads, because there are a lot of repeating cards between piles 1, 2 and 3. So I feel like there's definitely a bit of a theme for the collective energy at the moment. We do have the Emperor to open this spread here, and the Empress again, which actually came up in pile 1. Okay, but we do have some other cards, so let's explore it. So opening with the Emperor, this could be your person representing Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. It can be somebody that's very stubborn, very set in their ways, and somebody that is very focused on themselves a lot of the time. So you may be finding that they're in quite a selfish energy. They're certainly being a bit stubborn about whatever this situation is at the moment. However, it is on their mind. You know, they are thinking about it, particularly at night time when they're trying to get to sleep. You're popping into their head quite a lot. And they're having a lot of, how shall we say, lustful thoughts about you because we've got the devil and we've got the lovers. So there's a lot of physical chemistry here, a lot of temptation, a lot of desire. This is what they're thinking about. This is how they're thinking about you. The temptation to cross the line in a way. And I wonder if you are in a situation where there's a third party, pile 3, because it has come out here and that hasn't come out in the other 2 piles. So you could find yourself in a third party situation, and this desire to cross the line, this temptation, this attraction that they're feeling towards you is actually overwhelming them. It's like borderline obsession, not in a horrible way, but they just can't get you off their mind. They just cannot shake you off their mind at all. And again, the 7 of Cups, it's like daydreaming. It's like fantasy and daydreaming. So even during the day, their mind is wandering off and they're thinking, what would it be like to be with this person? What would it be like to actually experience a relationship, a physical connection? Should I say, you know, should I speak my truth? Should I say anything? But I can't say anything because there's some kind of third party here. So I don't know if it's their side or your side, perhaps even both sides. But this is like why they feel like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I can't stop thinking about them. I've got all of these ideas for how it would be if we were together. You know, they're looking at their options and things like that, but they're feeling restricted, which is why they're probably sitting back here in this Emperor energy, like just kind of sitting back there and waiting, because they're not sure. They're just not sure how it's going to go. Now, with the Knight of Wands here, this can represent spontaneous action. So it could just get to a point where they can't take it anymore and they've just got to reach out. They've got to say something. They've got to do something. They've got to turn up where you are, or I don't know, any number of things, but it's like this spontaneous, fiery kind of action. Yeah, and we've got the World again, which we've had in one of the previous piles, which can be about cycles, but it can also be about distance in terms of being in a different location to your person or something like that. It can represent distance. They've got really deep feelings for you. The King of Cups, this is love. You know, this is someone that has such deep emotions. They actually are overwhelmed by it. But it is love, you know, it is very, very strong. And the Ace of Wands here is about passion and connection, and where that flame is can be about like third eye connection. So it can be sort of spiritual connection, thinking about each other at the same time. Definitely passion, so much passion, so much fire and desire within this spread. Definitely pile 3, a lot of heat, a lot of heat going on here. And again, we've got the Empress. So when you've got the Emperor and the Empress, it is a very strong connection, masculine, feminine polarity going on here, which works really, really well when it's like that. The Empress can represent motherhood as well, or children being involved on one side or the other, but it doesn't have to, okay? That doesn't have to be that way. The Moon here is definitely something hidden that potentially will be revealed, okay? So something you're unaware of. So I feel like maybe a lot of these feelings and thoughts you are unaware of because they're keeping it to themselves, they're keeping it in the dark. Now that may come to light, okay, that may well come to light at some point. And also with the 6 of Cups down here, this is an existing connection of longevity. So I would say you've known this person quite some time, or they're from your past and they've come back in. But there's definitely an existing kind of fairly long-term connection. And it can also be like nostalgia, reminiscing, you know, they're thinking back on times, conversations, times they've seen you, what you were wearing, what you said, all of it, you know, very, very nostalgic energy. And you may well be doing the same. You're very much into each other, but the circumstances seem to be a bit of an issue. There's definitely a bit of a barrier here between it. If they could say all of this, they would, but they're holding back out of respect, out of duty, out of the circumstance, but they're still wishing and hoping that this dream can come true, that this fantasy can be their reality, okay? So they haven't given up hope, and they're hoping that you're wishing for the same thing. They're hoping that you're on the same page. Now with the Six of Swords here, this can be about leaving something behind, leaving the past in the past, or it can be about moving, actually moving home. So it could be that their intention is to leave their current situation behind. Perhaps that is already happening and they're actually thinking about making a move, like a physical move. That could well take up to about another 6 months though, depending. That won't resonate for everyone, but it feels like it's not right now, but it is coming. And they're just feeling a bit bored and a bit frustrated by, you know, it's almost like they're giving up hope a little bit. It's like what they've got is not fulfilling them. Where they are is making them unhappy. Obviously only they can change that. That is not down to you to try and change that at all. They are being patient, and they have been patient, and they're sort of wondering how much longer this is going to take. But it feels like it is on their side, or both sides maybe. So maybe there's patience on both sides. So the message from your person really is they're absolutely obsessed with you. They can't stop thinking about you. The attraction, the desire, you know, the daydreaming, the fantasizing is so strong. The chemistry, I would say, is electric. It's like magnetic. It is more than that. You know, there are deeper feelings than that. It is not just about the physical, but that is extremely prevalent on their mind. So I hope this helps. Let me know.